Hello and welcome back to Necromancer, and we're outside a Chaos Portal. This is actually the first time I've seen one of these in my travels around the land, and yeah, we're actually having a bit of a problem with my money situation. And so much so that I went to, well, I don't want to say it's an extreme, but I did go to a little bit of effort to change my what was it again? I think it was like a pottery place or something like that. Yeah, I think I changed my pottery place over to a silversmith once again, because here's the thing, it was originally a silversmith and I changed it to a potter because I thought to myself, oh, maybe that's going to give us more profit. And I've only very recently changed it to a silversmith, so I'm very much hoping that this is going to start paying off relatively soon. It only cost me 2,000 gold to change that. But I felt, hey, you know what, maybe I should do this, because we are currently hemorrhaging money quite badly. You can see that right here. I don't really know what to do about that. I mean, generally, the best thing I can do is fight vassals, but obviously there's no war going on at the moment. I'm going to assume that war will be happening relatively soonish. And you can take a look at the diplomacy here. So, for example, we have 0, actually, never mind. We have 0% support in almost every single respect. Most of them also have 0 war exhaustion as well, so I think a war is possibly quite likely at some point or another, but yeah, I'm actually not entirely sure. We do have a non-aggression pact with quite a few of these. That is the reason. So let me actually just have a look. Oh, wow, there's actually a pretty significant amount of time left for the non-aggression pact, but this one only has 21 days. So I thought, hey, you know what? Let's actually fight some of these guys. These are Chaos Warrior patrols. I would like to go into the Chaos Portal too, because of course this is the first time, as I said, that we are even facing anything like this. I think the last time that I got close to going into one of these battles against a Putrid Blight King, I decided that I would probably not want to do that at the time. So I very quickly extracted myself from the situation, but now it's a completely different situation on our hands. We have a very strong army. Well, I mean, it's not very strong, but it is definitely a much stronger army than what we had previously, and I would like to be able to try this out. So we're going to be telling our forces to hopefully come over to where I am. And then we're gonna, whoa, okay, these guys really mean business, don't they? Okay, let me see if I can do something here. Wind of Death, thank you very much. Where are you? There are the, oh yeah, this is perfect. Yep, that was real nice. That was real nice. Okay, very, very pleased with that. And look at my necromancers. They're actually getting some pretty nice kills too. Okay, yes, and now that's actually something that I've been experimenting with in my off-screen time, because I've actually been fighting a lot of random units here and there. So I've basically been fighting random parties all over the place. In other words, I've been fighting things like, you know, just regular cultists. I fought a couple of what are those guys? The Beastmen, the Ungor Beastmen, and so on. I also went into a couple of hideouts as well to clear those out, because I wanted to try and reduce the bandit population in that area, and it seems to have worked for the most part. I did eliminate 2 of the hideouts near to one of my towns, and yeah. So apart from that, I've done a little bit of experimenting, as I say. I've done some experimenting with how spells work and how my companions can actually be incorporated into that. Because there are many times where I think to myself, you know what, I would like to be able to do something just that little bit differently in this situation. And I'm not talking about any specific situation here, but just generally. So for example, let's say that we're in a battle where we are very significantly outnumbered, and I need to make a really big action to be able to have any chance of achieving victory in that situation. And we've had those before, where we've had to run away. You know, we've had to run away, and I'm not ashamed. You know, I'm not ashamed to admit it, that generally, if you have to run away from a fight, That's just how it has to be. You know, you have to do that some of the time to be able to come back stronger. And in my opinion, it's much better to do that than it is to suffer a complete and utter defeat. So you have to rebuild your forces and so on. So anyway, point is, I've been experimenting with a couple of things. In other words, using Wind of Death at the very start of a battle, and then having my companions come in to use their own spells against those same units that I have hit with Wind of Death, and it has proven to be very effective, because that basically means that these enemies are all weakened. Most of them are going to be weakened. If I do my job correctly, then most of them are going to be weakened so much that all of my Necromancer's spells will hopefully hit and kill things. Yeah, that's the big deal there. That is the big deal. So yeah, that's actually something that I thought would be pretty cool to sort of test out, so to speak. And it does actually seem to be working rather nicely. Anyway, there's actually not really much here for me to take, so I'm just going to literally donate all the experience, I guess. And I'd like to go to the nearby... Yes, there we go. There is actually a nearby town there, so that's exactly where we're going to go first. And then I will be... Oh, actually, you know what? I'm not going to go there first. I'm going to make a party real fast. I've just been making a whole bunch of parties, as you can see right there. This guy is actually not even with me for some reason. Okay, that's interesting. Anyway, let's just go and speak to him real fast. There we go. We're just going to go and do telepathy really, really quickly. And then we can hopefully give him all of these units. There we go. There we are. Oh yeah, by the way, I actually got a bit lucky. Now, here's the thing. This is, of course, an Empire unit. But this is a Renown of Regiment, or shall we say a Renown Regiment unit type. And I thought to myself, you know what? I actually want to show you this because this is very rare for me. Usually I'm not in a position to recruit these kinds of units because I never get there at the exact moment when I need to. But I actually found a bunch of these regular retainers and sergeants available in one of the nearby towns, and I thought to myself, okay, you know what? I'm just going to recruit these guys, because that means I will be able to show you, obviously, and I'd very much like to show you these new things, and also the fact that, well, for a more strategic or tactical reason, it's probably a nice idea to try and prevent the enemy from gaining more of these, because these are actually pretty decent units, as you can see right here. Obviously, if you want to compare them to units from other mods or something like that, then you might liken them to noble units, for example. Noble units or something along those lines. So basically units that are just that little bit better than the elite units that you can gain from villages and things like that. So I thought, hey, yeah, let's do it. Let's try and recruit those. And it seems to have been quite nice, I feel. Seems to have been pretty cool to do that. But obviously, we're not actually in a position for me to recruit from Vampire Count territory, which I gotta say I'm infinitely disappointed by, because I always want to gain more Blood Knights and things like that, because they are just so incredibly fun to watch, roaming around the battlefield and so on. But yeah. Obviously, that's not possible at the moment. It's just one of those things that I'm going to have to get lucky with. And whenever I do return to Vampire territory, which I think I might be going to, not soonish, but I think I might be going back there maybe within the next in-game month or something like that. Because I would like to try and recruit a couple more companions. But that's the thing. Recruiting more companions is... I'm not entirely sure whether it's actually worth it, because here's the thing. I have so many parties right now that I'm actually not entirely sure whether it's even worth me having them. Because you can see here, I am gaining plus 13 income from my parties. They are not very effective, let's just say that. They don't seem to be that effective, which is very, very sad to me. I'm not entirely sure why they are not being more effective, because I would have expected, actually, for them to be quite quite good at eliminating Chaos Cultists, at least. You know, they can eliminate a couple of bandits here and there. They can sell them as prisoners, and then hopefully those prisoners would give us a relatively significant amount of income over time. Obviously, if all of these, you know, if all of these parties are doing exactly that, then you'd think that, you know, the income might actually be kind of good, but no, it doesn't seem to be the case, so it's a bit weird. Anyway, we're just going to try and eliminate as many units as we can get our hands on. I'm obviously going to try and make sure that our companions do not get eliminated in the process, so I'm going to run away with them. And then we're going to do a bit more of a Withering Wave here as well. So this is kind of what I have attempted to get a little better at. Using a Withering Wave, as you can see right here, seems to have worked out quite nicely for me. And you can already see the enemy has dwindled. They are very weakened, and I don't think I really need to worry too much about these forces any further. I mean, generally I wouldn't have needed to worry about them anyway, because they are quite clearly outmatched, but you never know. Sometimes they can get lucky, they can, you know, take out a couple of our forces, and we really don't want to have that happen. So yeah, anyway. We can now tell our forces to charge in, and there you go. We have, we actually got 62 kills, not too bad. My necromancers were able to garner a couple amount of kills as well, so that's actually not too bad. But, of course, I'm still learning how to manage them just that little bit better, so that they can, you know, eke out a little more kills, couple more kills here and there, and just try and make them that much more effective. Because in these larger scale battles, and I'm talking against, you know, vassals and things like that, they are of course going to be very important. And in one of the previous fights against some Chaos Cultists, I actually went in against a band of, I think, 65 or 70 even. And when I went in, I used Wind of Death, obviously. My forces, my companions, were actually not even in range yet. And in that moment, I did so much damage to them. Not many kills, bear that in mind. Not many kills, but I did a lot of damage. And then my necromancers got into range, and one of them got, like, I don't even know. I think he got 20 kills, maybe even more than that, just with one spell cast. Because all of the enemies, of course, were injured. So of course they're going to be, you know, dying relatively quickly, so it's super nice. Anyway, let's just take all these prisoners right here, take all the loot, and then what we're going to do is I'm going to see if my parties need any additional units. That Howdred guy kind of does. Maybe we should just create a new party. That's exactly what I'm going to do. Gregor is actually with us right now, so it would probably be kind of nice for me to just give him a whole bunch. Let's just give him a lot of skeletons right there. Enslaved warriors, could potentially give him a bunch of these too, so let's do that, and there we have it. I think he should be perfectly fine like this. There we go. Alright, so he's just going to go off and do whatever he wants to do, and we are going to hopefully be able to sell our prisoners at the nearby town in just a second. Now, I'm thinking, should I go for charm skill or should I not? I'm thinking probably not, to be honest, because we haven't really spec'd into it for this entire time, and I've been voting on people to gain fiefs and things, and usually you gain a pretty significant amount of charm skill from that. So I'm actually thinking that what I'll do is probably go for some engineering here, because in the end, what is going to be more effective? Is it going to be more effective for me to build my trebuchets and so on and so forth really, really quickly? Or is it going to be more effective for me to, you know, put a point in leadership? I mean, this is very good, don't get me wrong. Increasing your renown gain from battles by 50%, that is absolutely amazing. And what I would 100% recommend, if you're starting a new character, is to get this particular perk as soon as possible. Because over time, this is going to pay for itself in dividends. It's going to give you so much benefit. But for me specifically, it's actually not going to be that useful, unfortunately, because I am almost there in actual fact. I'm almost at tier 5, and I'm not sure. Can you get to tier 6? Are there tier 6 clans? I'm not entirely sure about that, but I am actually almost at tier 5. So anyway, we are, apparently my faction is gathering some armies. I'm not too sure why they would do that, but yeah, we're going to be heading into the Chaos Portal here, and here we go. All right. You arrive at an active chaos portal. The vile thing pulses with arcane magic. Chaos forces are invading in minor numbers from their realm. Alright, so obviously, if you want to, theoretically, you know what? I'm actually wondering whether it's worth me attacking this. I kind of want to, but if you think about how effective this could be as a farming tool, because just think about it. This is a portal that literally summons Chaos Raiders every... I don't even know how often, but it summons them quite often, I guess. Every day or so, maybe? I'm not entirely sure, but whatever the case, it's almost free experience and money and all kinds of wonderful things. So, okay, we're going to do it just because I want to show you this, and I also want to experience it myself, so it would be kind of fun to... Ooh. Okay. This, you know, this is one of those times where I literally feel like... I feel like this modding team should get hired, you know? They should really get hired by someone. I don't know by who, but they should definitely get hired to, well, I don't know, make a Warhammer game. I don't know. I mean, really, you know? It's pretty cool. This is actually amazing. I kind of want to... You know, it's really funny. I'm kind of sad that this is just a battlefield. I would like to explore this world even more, you know? I'd like to walk around and see what's in the distance and so on and so forth. I mean, I guess it's just pain and suffering, but, you know, the point is it looks very, very cool, and they have outdone themselves here once again. Very, very nicely done. Anyway, we're going to tell our cavalry to follow me. I actually have no idea what we're going to be fighting. Oh, it seems like we're going to be fighting some more of the same, which is absolutely fine. Don't have a problem with that. And let me see if I can get a nice Wind of Death. Whoa, that's a lot of enemies. I'm actually just going to use my Wind of Death right here. That was stupid of me. That was really stupid. Okay, never mind. Nice little Withering Wave. Yeah, that's definitely going to make a bit of a dent in their lines. A little bit. Oh, cool. They actually ran into it at the end there as well. That's not too bad. But yeah, that first Wind of Death, I thought to myself, I'm going to try and do as much damage as possible to the enemy's cavalry. That really did not work out at all, because they all started to veer off to attack me, and obviously that was out of the line of the Wind of Death. So I basically sacrificed, well, not sacrificed, well, I did sacrifice all that damage, but I also basically sabotaged myself. Yeah, that's some nice damage. That is some nice damage. Can we get a bit more? Yeah, nah, doesn't seem like I'm getting very lucky here. I mean, considering my placement has been lackluster, to say the least. Yes, indeed. Okay, we're gonna have to tell my forces to charge in. I have no mana available, don't I? I think I have 11. Don't I have 11 or something like that? I actually can't see because of the text log. No, I have 17. Okay, so I have enough for one more Withering Wave, which I think is probably going to be the only thing that I'll cast. And I'm going to cast it right in the center here. I'm killing my own troops, which I really didn't want to do, but I kind of wanted to get more kills in general, so I don't know. How many did I actually kill right here? Wow, we actually killed 149. That's pretty good, right? Isn't that good? I think it could have been much better, as I said before. I personally think that first Wind of Death was completely wasted. So if I'd done a little bit better on the placement there, probably would have been seeing at least, I don't know, maybe 30, 40, maybe even 50 more kills, dependent on how much damage I was able to deal with Wind of Death there. But, oh well, never mind. Anyway, that's indeed a victory for us. Pretty nicely done. And I absolutely love fighting on this battlefield. It's extremely cool looking. I mean, look at it. Yeah, that's just really kind of amazing, you know. It's one of those times where you really just want to see an entire game made by these people. Pretty cool. Anyway, there you go. Wonderful victory for us right there. And we did end up losing only 7 units total. Very nice. Obviously 39 of them, well, 32 of them, shall we say, were just... Oh, hello there. Were just summoned units. Apparently I'm gaining this. What is that? The portal lies dormant. Come back at a later time. Oh, that's actually really cool. Okay, so wait a minute. You gave me a magical item. This is a hybrid weapon. I was talking about hybrid weapons in the previous episode. Okay, look at this. Rune fangs. These swords of legend are the traditional weapons of Elector Counts. Oh, okay. Hello there. I will be using this. It looks... I mean... No, okay, so here's the thing. Obviously, I would much prefer this to look like a necromancer weapon, but we don't really look like a necromancer right now anyway, so it's not really that big a deal. But I gotta say, I feel like the sword looks very cool. Anyway, we're gonna just unequip my my lance, because I haven't actually used that for a pretty significant amount of time, and it seems like a complete waste just to keep it on for now. I have a massive amount of meat. I think that's probably from all of the Chaos people that we've been attacking, right? All of these guys, all of these Chaos Warrior patrols and things like that. Ooh, wait a minute. What actually happened there? We've got a bunch more people coming out. That's amazing, actually. I feel like the way that this has been done is very cool, because it basically makes it so that at this point in the game, if you don't have any enemies to fight, and I'm talking about enemies as in, enemy vassals or anything like that, then you can literally... Oh, wait a minute. I have a bit of a problem here. I don't have any mana. Okay. Dust Storm. Boom. Knock them all off. Oh, really? I was only able to knock a couple of them off. Oh, well, never mind. That's kind of good, I guess. It was kind of okay for me to do that, but, yeah. Okay, well, I'm going to use my new sword. That damage. That damage was super good. That was actually with my sword, amazingly enough. How much damage it's dealing is absolutely ridiculous. Really, really nice. I gotta say, I really, really love these magical weapons. And I mean, look at the amount of proficiency I have in one-handed. I mean, my one-handed proficiency is so incredibly minimal that I'm surprised I'm dealing any damage whatsoever. I think I'm gonna die right there. Just me running in right there, because I was really wanting to get a little bit of extra damage with my sword, but that's just how it goes, that is just how it goes. You know me, I generally do tend to rush in where angels fear to tread, but that's how it goes. Anyway, 12, yeah, we lost a bunch of enslaved warriors, nothing really to write home about there, but it's so nice to see that this Chaos Portal is actually still spawning enemies in. I think that's actually super cool. And we're just going to be taking more things. Yeah, that is where we're getting the meat from, I believe. So if you do have a place, or shall we say, if you do have a trading post that, well, that needs meat, then then that's probably the best place to go, right? Yeah. Anyway, let's just get these skeletons in there. I'm actually wondering whether I should transfer a bunch of enslaved warriors and damned warriors over into this guy's party as well, because that would then mean that maybe what I can do is I can completely just swap out the skeletons. Maybe make sense? Yeah, let's do it. Why not? Okay, so what I would like to do is I'd actually like to see... Can I tell what this guy actually has in his army? Oh, yes, I can. Ooh, now that is amazing. Okay, I love seeing that. Okay, so let's see. Does anyone actually have a significant amount of vampire new bloods? That's the thing I'm looking for right now. I'm looking for that, or I'm looking for something that is similar to that effect. So in other words, more vampires or blood knights or something along those lines. So let me see. Doesn't seem like it. Most of them have absolutely terrible, terrible things in their armies. And I should know, I gave them all of those. Yes. Yes. They're super, super good, isn't it? Okay, so yeah, these guys, this guy actually has 14. So I'm going to go and speak to him. And we'll see what I can do about stealing his, borrowing. Yes, borrowing his units. That is exactly what we're going to do. So, wait a minute. I'm going to take these sisters as well. Vampire New Bloods, there's 14 of those. That's nice. Let's take some of these, other fellows. And, okay. Don't think I need to take anything else, right? Nope. Don't think I need to take anything else. This is what's really cool about having parties, by the way. You can literally just do this all the time, where they recruit for you, and then you can, well, just borrow from them, so to speak. So, actually kind of nice. Anyway, yeah, so the Chaos Portal is going to continue spawning units out of it, and I gotta say, I am very much loving that. I think that's amazing, because then what we can do, theoretically, is we can continue to take prisoners, we can continue to come to this particular town, and then we can sell our loot here as well. I actually barely have any loot, actually, but I can sell the weapons for 5,000, which is actually really, really nice. You can see here that I'm selling a bunch of Graveguard Great Axes. I'm selling that for almost 4,000 by themselves. There's 44 of them, of course. And then we do have some meat here as well. You can see how much meat I have. And we also have some grain here too, so I'm just going to swap those over. Because we don't currently have people that eat. So me having this amount of food is just absolutely, well, it's kind of nonsensical for me to do that. But yeah, anyway, we actually gained some trade skill. That's hilarious. Okay, yeah, so I gained 8,600 from that. So we're going to be able to live another day, so to speak, and hopefully we're going to be able to tackle some more of these guys. And I'm actually wondering, can you get other rewards for dealing with other Chaos Portals? It lies dormant. I don't know how long it takes for them to regenerate, probably a week? Maybe two, maybe something like that. I'm actually wondering whether there are other Chaos Portals in and around the land. I would assume yes, but I'm not entirely sure where they would be. So it might be a case of me having to uncover them. So me having to explore the land and then uncover them in some way or another. But yeah. Anyway, let me just take a quick look. 18 days remaining. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue fighting Chaos Warrior parties. I'm going to try and get a decent amount of cash because unfortunately there's just so much being output. I just have not enough input pretty much. So what I'm going to need to do is I will need to probably thin down, or shall we say thin out, yeah, that's it. Thin out the garrisons of the various places that I have under my control to hopefully deal with the wages, because at the moment the wages are just way too expensive. And then I'm going to wait the almost 3 weeks for a potential war to break out, and then I'll see you then, I suppose. So yeah, anyway, I hope you enjoyed us going into that Chaos Portal, because I very much did. And otherwise, I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.